Hey everyone, it's I know it's Wednesday, not Facebook Live, but I'm going to wing it at the moment anyway because I started to write down my wisdom tip and thought, God, I can't type fast enough, so I'm just going to do a live and get it out there. I had a client the other day, and I always ask my clients what their self-care regime is like. Being that is my passion, and I had someone the other day go, well, my self-care is fine. I have baths, and I go out for lunch, and go for a walk and all that sort of stuff. And I said, right. I said, you're doing all the good stuff. I said, self-care is actually so much more. And I was explaining this to Lakshmi, my friend and mentor as well. And I said, it's so much more than bubbles and unicorns, everyone. So much more. That is a tiny, tiny little part. And it's a very important part, but it's not the only part. So I asked my client, I said, right. I said, so what's your diet like? Are you eating enough dark green leafy vegetables? Are you having enough water? Do you love your job? What's your work environment like? What's your home environment like? What sort of people do you hang around with? Do you hang around with any toxic people or anyone that, you walk away and you feel a bit sapped and, I need to go and have a lie down? What else? What are the words in your heads? How do you talk to yourself? Do you call yourself an idiot because you dropped the butter or something like that? Like those little things. Your unconscious hears everything. So you have to talk to yourself like you are a 2-year-old, like you would a 2-year-old, and praise and promote that support. Know that you've got your own back, right? Like you would a 2-year-old. If a 2-year-old drops something, you can either crack the shits and go, oh my God, that's such a mess and what a hassle, blah, blah, blah. Or you can go, okay, well, it is a bit messy, but everyone's okay. So yes, self-care is, I love the bubble baths, right? I make bath soaks, and I make the vibrational sprays to help with our subtle energies, to help support all these other things that we need to do in our lives to make sure that we are okay. This is the self-care that not very many people do because it's hard, and sometimes it's really not pretty. It's not fun having to cut someone out of your life because you feel like shit after you've been spending time with them. And that can go with friends or family members too, by the way. Just because they're family doesn't mean they have the right to treat you like shit. So you teach people how you want to be treated. So what are your boundaries? Do you have boundaries? Do you know what they are? I didn't have boundaries for a long, long time. And I wonder why I felt like shit all the time. So there is so much more to just the unicorn and bubbles and the bubble baths, and that is delicious. But yes, it is. You've got to go so much deeper than that, right? You live with yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and you can be happy in the social aspect of yourself. You can be surrounded by beautiful people and people that support you and uplift you and encourage you. But what's your home life like? Or are you living in a pigsty? Or are your finances up shit creek? Do you have a budget? Do you stick to the budget? So it's all these little things. Are you meditating? Do you still your mind? Do you have a cup of tea in the morning and do you actually taste it and enjoy it? And feel it going down your throat and into your belly? All these little things are aspects of your self-care. So are you looking after yourself physically? How are your emotions? Do you acknowledge the emotions? Do you let the emotions out? Your social life. So how is your social? How are your friends? How are your family? Are you a bit of a hermit and stay inside? Do you connect with people outside in the big wide world? Your environment. So your house. How's your house? Does it need a spring clean? Do you need to declutter? What about your car? Does it need a wash? Does it need a vacuum? And the larger environment too. Take a plastic bag with you if you go walking and pick up rubbish as you go. Your occupation. Are you happy in your occupation? Is it worth just having a look to see what else maybe is out there? Or is your work environment not so good? And I'm not saying you have to leave, but, when we have a chat, we can put some things into place that might raise the vibration of your work environment. It could be your mindset, your perception of things. We work on that as well. Or are you balancing it out with doing a fabulous hobby that you love, like painting or mosaic, or creating something creative to balance out a maybe not so good occupation that could be just temporary if you choose. What are you feeding your mind? What are you reading? And it's nice to have a balance of fiction and non-fiction. Stay away from the newspapers though, because it's always nasty. Except for the little 5-minute thing on the end, don't you find? Yay, we saved a cat from a tree. Yay! That's my pessimistic side coming out of the news. And then your spiritual side. What are you doing to nurture that? Are you trusting your intuition? Are you listening to yourself? What are you talking to yourself? How are you talking to yourself? So there's lots of different aspects to self-care. Some of it's not so good. Some people have more to delve into than others. Sometimes it can be a very quick and easy, I'm not going to say fix because everything's changing all the time, but a tweak in your life. And sometimes it can be quite brutal. It can be dealing with things from the past, and I do a process in my healings that we can go through and get to the bottom of that. Or if you're not ready to get to the bottom, it's just taking off those layers, right? Getting rid of some pain, acknowledging the pain, and, overall leaving this place with a little bit lighter. So, yeah, sometimes you think you're doing some self-care in one area, but there are lots of different areas. So to bring that overall fulfillment into your life, it's about looking at all different areas of your life and tweaking things in there and, cutting some stuff out, bringing some stuff in. And it's constantly, that self-awareness and that self-observation that I always talk about, and being honest with yourself and taking that self-responsibility and good hard look at yourself and going, shit, maybe I need to up the ante on this. And, it's doable. It doesn't have to be a massive step, We work with you, what you're ready to do, what you're willing to do, because there's no good making these gigantic goals. You're setting yourself up for failure then. So I totally love baby steps. Because I don't want overwhelm to take over, and it's about where you are right now and where you want to be, half an hour from now, a day from now, whatever is absolutely right for you. So I work with you. So let me know if there is an area in your life that is not so good, and maybe just needs a little bit of a tweak. And look, we need to look after ourselves. The more we look after ourselves and stand in our own power and own our shit, our children see it, and we lead by example. We can then hold our head high and say that we walk the walk and talk the talk, and be accountable for everything in our lives. So yeah, it can be really nitty gritty, and I think that's why a lot of people don't do it. But it can be done in such a way that it is easy to maintain, and it is easy to adjust the things in your life, so that we're looking for overall happiness, not just I'm happy at work. Right? We want you happy all the time. Well, when I say all the time, there's life that's going to happen. You know what I mean? There's life that's going to happen, and you've got the ups and downs, but then you've got the tools to not stay in that downtime for as long as you might have in the past. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, that's my wonderful, wonderful wisdom for today, and I've probably chatted for way too long, 11 minutes. Oh, my God. So anyway, let me know if I can help you with anything, or if you don't understand anything and just go, oh, my gosh, she's talking proper shit. I've got to get in contact with her. So have a beautiful, beautiful night, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Bye for now.